Welcome. So, before we dive into the 3 things that are going to help you maximize your energy in your life, I want to dive into 2 principles that are essential for you to actually ingrain this message and get the most value out of it. Because you have to have a level of belief in order for something to actually have value for you. So, the first, energy is everything. And that's all there is to it. Now, that's a quote directly from Albert Einstein. And that's the science side of it. The spiritual side of it, almost everyone can agree with that. From the cosmos, way out there, to our body, it is all made of energy. And energy cannot be created or destroyed, but it can be transferred or transmuted. Sexual transmutation is one of the most powerful things you can do in your life, especially for a man. So that's the first principle, that every single thing is energy. So if we are energy, then one of the most important things we can do is to learn how to master that, to maximize our energy, because we are energy. Now the second one, energy is a choice. Now, I know this has already thrown some people off the trail. Like, bullshit, that's not true. But it is. You see, you have the conscious power to influence your own vibrational energy by choosing your thoughts, actions, and intentions. And when you do that, you actively decide the state that you are going to live in. And your state is simply your energy. Tony Robbins is the best at saying this, and so many of the things that I share with others are principles of Tony Robbins. And one of the biggest ones being live in a beautiful state. And you can only live in a beautiful state because you choose it. Because if the world had to be a beautiful state for you to be in a beautiful state, there's no shot in hell you're ever going to be in a beautiful state. Because there is always something going wrong. There's always going to be horrible shit going on in the world. It's always going to be the case. So, energy is everything, and energy is a choice. If you can get on board with those 2 principles, keep listening. And if you can't, then don't bother listening to the rest. It's not going to have any value for you. So let's dive in. 3 principles that will help you max out your energy in life. Now, first one is your perspective. I know this might sound a little strange. How is my perspective going to determine my energy? Well, you see, we decide what everything means in our life. Every single thing in your life, you determine what it means. What does life mean? How do you view life? And I'm sharing this again, another thing from Tony Robbins, but he talks about if you see life as a challenge, well then, what kind of experiences are you going to attract in your life if that's your belief? You're going to get challenging experiences. What if you believe life is a battle? Oh my gosh. Sounds horrible. Going through life on a battlefield. You got to be on high alert, always vigilant. It probably sucks. But what if life was actually a gift? How do we treat gifts? We appreciate them. We love them. We accept them. Oh my God, thank you so much. We have gratitude for it. That's pretty cool. And the last one he mentions is what if life was sacred? How would you treat it then? You'd probably really value your time here. You'd value every single moment. You'd probably treat every moment as if it were your last, because you put a high value on your life. It's not this horrible thing that you're scraping by in. It's actually this beautiful thing that you get to experience. Perspective's everywhere, not just in regard to what we see in life. An event happens, what do we determine? Okay, this friend did this thing to me. It was horrible. This friend, they cheated on me. Sounded weird. This friend, they led my boyfriend or my girlfriend to cheating on me, and they did it with them. So my boyfriend / girlfriend and my friend, they got together. What is that perspective that you're defining from that? Well, you could say, I'm not worthy. Really good book. I'm not worthy of these people, and that's why this happened to me. I'm not worthy of that, and my friend's better looking, and my friend deserves this person, but I don't. And that's why that happened. Or maybe your perspective could be, wow, this really sucks. And I'm really glad I found out now and saw the true colors. Thank you so much, universe, for letting this happen now rather than years later. Now, don't bypass your feelings. You're going to have some real feelings that come up, and they're so critical to actually feel them. 100%. Don't bypass. But don't live in the state of a perspective that doesn't serve you. Choose a perspective that empowers you. You see, some people think that God is this judgmental being, that when our life ends, we're actually said, nope, you were bad, you're going to hell. And then the other side said, wait, you were good, so you're going to heaven. And the rest of your life is determined by that. I call bullshit. You don't have to agree with my beliefs. I'm just sharing what makes sense, what empowers me. You see, because if we feel like that's the case, then what are we going to do? We're going to judge. We're going to judge people all the time, and we think that that's our job. And in fact, that's just the human projection onto God that there's judgment. But what if, here's what I believe. What if the belief was, God loves me unconditionally? It doesn't mean he wants me to make mistakes and stuff, but even when I do, he realizes at my core that I'm a good human being. That I'm just having a tough time, and I was doing what I thought was best in the moment, but he still loves me and he has grace for me, and I can actually do that same thing for myself, and now I can move forward because I have grace and I've forgiven myself. Well, that's a lot more empowering. I'm going to go with that every day of the week rather than this judgmental God. And again, these apply everywhere. Now, second way to really maximize your power. And again, with that first one, to reiterate, when you have a perspective that empowers you, you feel power, you feel good. You feel really freaking good. But when you have a perspective that brings you down, then why even bother? Pick a perspective that empowers you. You will feel more power, you'll feel more energy. Okay, second one is prayer. So I've probably thrown off the scent for a lot of people, but bear with me. Again, everything's energy. You don't have to believe that there's a God. That's okay. I'm not asking you to change your beliefs, but I'm simply sharing what mine are, okay? Prayer doesn't have to be religious, spiritual. Prayer is a surrendered thought. And when I say prayer, I speak about prayer in the sense of gratitude. I'm going to release this sense of gratitude, thanking whatever the heck it is out there that's doing this. And for me, that's God. Now, I think almost all of us can agree on some level that there's a higher being out there. And if not, again, bring it back to energy. Bring it back to energy. So, if I have a state of gratitude of prayer, thank you so much for showing me the truth about these people so I can actually get in alignment with people who are more in alignment with me. Thank you. I appreciate it. I know it's challenging, but I know you were just showing me what I needed to see. Or I'm grateful for the challenge that you gave me because it made me stronger. Well, guess what? When you are in that high vibration state, because energy is all about vibrations, and when you choose faith, which is what prayer is, it's a representation of gratitude and faith. So when I choose these high vibration of energies up there with love, peace, joy, faith, gratitude, which is appreciation, it's love. Like when you choose those high vibrations, well, we can all agree, again, going back to science, like energy attracts. So if I put out an energy of gratitude, if I put out an energy of faith, which is a high vibration energy, then I am going to bring things into my sphere of energy that are going to match that. It's all energy. So, have gratitude. Express it through the form of prayer. Even if you're just praying to nothing. If you're praying to yourself. Thank you, Anthony, for all the hard work that you've done. Like that expression of gratitude, whether or not you believe anything's out there, it's going to rise your vibration. Raise. Okay, so that's number 2. And the third one is physiology. So the 3 P's. Now your physiology, Tony Robbins defines as the physical state of the body. Now, we have shifted our perspective. This thing happened. We're going to go back to that instance of your partner cheating on you with your best friend. I know it's horrible. I hope this never happens to you, but it's a really horrible thing. So you've shifted your perspective. You chose one that empowered you and said, I got rid of the things that didn't serve me so I could be in alignment again. And now I'm praying. I'm thankful for the opportunity that came about because of this. I'm not thankful that I was hurt, but I am thankful that I got to see the truth. I am thankful that I now am in alignment. I'm able to free myself of these shackles of these people who are going to do me wrong. And now I get to find again the thing that's actually going to serve me in alignment with who I am. So it's perspective, then it was prayer, and now it's your physiology. It's great. You've made those first 2 steps, and this order can be shifted for sure. In fact, sometimes I would say put physiology first. But physiology is the state of the body, okay? When we talk about a depressed person, well, how would you project a depressed person? Yeah, my girlfriend just cheated on me with my friend. So horrible. And if I showed up on camera like this, I'm talking really slow and low energy, you're probably not gonna fucking listen to a thing I say. Everything's energy, right? And we know when we pop back our shoulders, we lift up our chest a little, raise our chin, we get around and we move the body, guess what? We feel good. Why do people feel good after a run? They don't feel good when they're doing it most of the time, but afterwards they always feel good. Guess what? It's because they moved around, they moved their body. Cool. Negative emotions create dense feelings inside the body. Those dense feelings they're slower. They're denser. So when you're feeling regret, when you're feeling guilt, you're feeling shame, I'm a horrible person, I'm not worthy. When you're feeling those things, your energy's way down there. And how do you feel in your body? You literally feel heavy. You literally feel heavy. And to raise your energy, because motion creates emotion, and it's so much more easy to be in a depressed, guiltful, regretful, shameful state when you are curled up and not moving, and you're slouched over, and you do all of these things that our body develops a pattern around, that we close up, we contract, we do all these things, and that is the state that we're in. So if we can change the physical body, it doesn't mean that it changes what happened, but we can change us, the only thing that we can control. We get back into our state of power. And here we are, nice and open and ready for what the world has, and we get and we move around and we celebrate. Yes! How's that feel? I feel a hell of a lot better than slouched down on my arms here. This isn't bypassing. This doesn't mean that what happened didn't happen and that you shouldn't feel it, but don't live in that state. It's okay to visit it every once in a while because you're human, but choose again. Choose your perspective, choose to pray, and choose to change your physiology. And watch how your energy changes. Now, the last thing I'm going to end on, for the devil advocates out here. Oh, no, my diet's not on point. I didn't get enough sleep last night. Oh my gosh, I ate that really heavy cake. And it's just sitting in my body, and there's no way that I can do any of this because my energy's so low. Energy's not a choice. I have a choice what I eat, but I don't have a choice to actually pick my energy. Bullshit, as Tony Robbins would say, which he did so many times at the event. Bullshit. I guarantee you can think of instances in your life where something just came out of you, where you were exhausted, you were dead, you were gone, and something came through you. Something changed. It was a choice. Whether you recognized it or not, it was a choice. It was a choice of you changing in that moment. Your focus went to something new, so now it's up. If I'm focusing on how tired I am, I'm going to be even more tired. If I'm focusing on that thing I'm super excited about, yes. So I used to run a moving company. There was a day we had a 24-hour job. We stopped for lunch for 30 minutes. If you look from an energy perspective of food coming in and stuff, I would be dead, exhausted, on the ground, done. But guess what? In that last hour, I moved faster than I moved in the first hour. Why? Because I saw the end. I was excited for the payday. Yes. I saw the end, my focus, everything changed, and it was a choice. It was a choice. I know there's going to be times in your life where you have low energy. I get it. But where do you live? Where are you at most of the time? Can you actually program yourself to be in this high vibration state? Because that's what determines your life. There are billionaires that kill themselves. There are professional athletes that kill themselves. And I'm not here to be grim, but the truth is, people are unfulfilled at times. And what do? They can't find a way out. They don't have a vision they're pulling toward. They don't have any of this stuff. And there's so much more there. But I can tell you right now that if you can decide to choose your state and choose to live in it every single day and program yourself so that when you do that thing, you get lit up. Guess what? Your life changes. Your life changes. You probably wouldn't guess that last night I went through one of the hardest nights of my life. Nobody would. In fact, I wouldn't even. If you told me, I'd be like, bullshit. But I did. Here I am. I'm choosing my energy. Doesn't mean that thing doesn't exist. I'm not bypassing. I've taken time to sit and feel it, but I let it go too. And then afterwards I got up and I chose. I'm like, dude, what do I have to be happy about in this life? It's beautiful. So it's a choice. It is a choice. And you can choose it every single day. You can choose to live a life of joy, of abundance, of peace, of extreme celebration. You don't need any reason to celebrate other than you want to celebrate because you want to feel good. Why don't we normalize that? My friend, it's a choice, so make the one that serves you best.